Hey guys, my name's Jason and I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. You guys have been asking for a video about my storage setup, and while I don't think it's perfect, maybe I can pass along some information and give you guys some ideas. And I also thought it would be really cool that maybe you guys suggest in the comments some ways to kind of make this setup a little bit better. And I'm always down to learn new things and, make my setup a little bit more simplified and just, easier to get to and stuff like that. But for now, let's go ahead and look at what I have set up. And for that, we're going to actually start up in the front, in the engine bay. All right, so we're going to start off with my compressor. Now, you can just have this loosely in your vehicle, but I thought it would save a lot more space to have this up here. I used to have a Smittybilt up here, which was a single piston compressor, so it fit a little bit better than this. I had to make this kind of go at an angle this way so that it would fit, but the Smittybilt fit a lot better. This is the Maxi Trax. This was made by Napa. I believe it is out of stock now, but Summit Off-Road, or SSW as it's known now, has a compressor that does the same speed as this one. This is really fast. So all I did was just add this little dual battery plate in here, and then I just put the compressor on top of it, and it actually fit pretty good. You can have it right here next to the battery. You just lift this up a little bit, you pop in your line there, a little quick connect, and yeah, you can basically inflate all your tires pretty quickly. But I'll put a video up here somewhere of how I installed this. All right, so we are in the driver's seat now, and I want to show you guys, actually this is one of my favorite mods I've done so far. This is the Desert Does It panel. They also have seat jackers here, which I have used, but you don't have to use those. Now you see over here, this is a holster for my G20. It fits a little awkward because it is such a full, large gun over here. If you have a G19 or something, like a subcompact, that'll fit a lot better. But that's just how I've made this work. So another really cool thing is that you can add these magnets here, and then anything that you have that's metal, you can stick it on there, and you can store a number of different things on there. I have here my Leatherman here, which will stick on that magnet, and I also have here this, which just clips on there instead of magnets. But it's really cool because right at your feet you basically have protection in two different ways here. You've got a backup here, you've got a flashlight, and you also have your Leatherman. I think it's a really great use of space down there, and I'm really happy with that. I highly recommend that. All right, and also I added these on here. They kind of just stick in there, but you can see this line here. This is where the factory one stops, and then this one goes, I don't know, about an inch taller. And it basically just gives you a way of putting like your phone in there so it won't fall out, which is really nice. So I have my phone and this quad lock here. Sorry it's blown out, but this basically just sticks to the windshield here, and you can charge your phone. I have it set up and plugged in, but it sticks on there and it is really solid. I really like it because it charges it while it's up here, and it's not such a extreme charge that you're hurting your battery by having it on here. I have a in here a full-on charger that you don't want to leave it on that, but it's not that bad to leave it on this one. I was really iffy about these because I had ones before that's supposed to stick up there and they fall off, but I have had this for, I don't know, 8-9 months now, and I've done like 7-day trips on it, heavy off-roading, and it has not come down yet. I don't think it will. From what I've seen online, these are kind of the best ones for the job. On top of that, I have this here. This is just where I keep my iCamper key, some stickers, and this I'll use in an emergency if I need it, but usually it's fine. And a wrench, just some stuff, like a little, this is the Gerber dime. I can put links to everything below if you guys are interested in anything, but this is really nice just as a kind of EDC multi-tool. There is a divider that you can get for this, but I don't have the divider. It's not really necessary for me. But I also did find that these fit perfectly right here in the 4Runner. So if you have a 4Runner, this will fit there. This is also 4Runner specific, but if you have, you know, some other vehicle, you can probably find these for it. But these fit perfectly in here. And yeah, it's really cool. I was pretty surprised when I figured that out, but yeah, when you're not using them, they just store in there perfectly fine. This is another 4Runner specific thing, but I got this little divider here. I'll drop a link to that. I think it's the same company that makes those. But we are going to move on to the back seat here. I have another set of these right here. Currently, I got nothing stored in there. I keep like a mask to help sleep and my headlight. There you go. Couldn't think of the word. But next we have this back here. Now I do not utilize this as it was made to be. It goes the entire length of the back here, all the way down. But this was bought before I kind of had it like this, so this is just how I use it. I find that the top ones are probably the best ones anyway. I just keep my ouch pouch and some patches, so if you see me and you want a patch, I'll be reaching in there. I can keep both of my hydro flasks in here. This one pretty much lives in here, and I just change out this water every once in a while. This one goes in when I go camping, but I use this pretty much everywhere. Back here is where I keep my clothes. My Devos Light Ranger somehow perfectly fits in this little section, so I don't move it much. I also have my traction boards here. I may be switching that up when I go with a different roof rack. And then over here is my actual quad flate. We'll walk around to that. So this is my quick flate. This isn't ideal that it's in here. This is pretty big. It takes up a lot of space. Maybe I'll figure out how to make it smaller one day, but that is not the case today. Yeah, gloves in here, you know, just some kind of general recovery stuff. Nothing too major in there, but that sits there. This is a different setup when I have the dog with me. I usually will fold this up, and I'll have a soft carrier that goes in here. I'll show you a video of that, but it is really great. It actually fits perfectly in here, and you can set stuff on top of it like blankets and stuff. On the other side here, this is some SPF here. I've got some paracord. I've got more patches on this side. So again, if you see me, I want to grab one of these. They are, I believe, for sale on my website as well. And also I just keep this book with me. I don't read a lot. Just have the time really, but I keep this in here just in case, especially for winter camping. This will be great. But like I said, this goes all the way down, and I could be utilizing this a lot better, but I am not, and I'm just fine with it. I really don't care that much. This is from Duluth's. Up top we have, this is a great way to store your, you know, trauma kit up here. This sits on the headrest here, and on the other side it's just smooth and flat. This is really great because it's got tourniquets. I got it on either side here. It just doesn't really take up a lot of space, and it's super easy to get to. I just pull that clip right there, and then you'll see the red tab. You can pull it off. But it's really nice, super easy to get to, and it's just not that invasive. So I will put a link to that if you guys want to check that out. It's going to be hard to do with one hand, so I'm going to have to set the camera down. That's pretty much it, except for one more thing. I do normally keep my shovel in there. Now, I keep it up here because if it gets dirty, there's normally floor mats here, and I can just set this up here and it won't get anything too dirty. But I've been chasing a leak that's happening somewhere in my vehicle. I think I've nailed it, but I had the pads out, or excuse me, I had the floor mats out because I was trying to trace where the leak was. So back here is kind of my main storage area. I have kind of a ton of stuff going on in here. Let's go ahead and start with kind of up here on the sides. and then we'll get to kind of what's going on here. So on this side, I have, I believe this is the Victory 4x4 panel. I'm not sponsored by them. This is fine. You can get whichever brand you want. It really doesn't matter. Down here, I have a little hatchet. I used to have an axe on the outside, but right now this hatchet's fine. Although come winter, I will be trying to figure something else out. So let's look up here. We've got these lights here. These are great at night. I think these are just Harbor Freight. Yeah, they put a lot of light out here, but it's hard to see right now because it is pretty bright out. This is, I believe, called Blue Ridge Overland. It was just a bag that holds my fire extinguisher here. This is just a standard fire extinguisher. But yeah, this was kind of expensive. If I was doing it again, I would have just gotten one of those sticks. I'll put a picture up here what I'm talking about. But this bag plus this, I think this ended up being more expensive than the stick. And the downside to the stick is that it was expensive. So, and then here I have my paper towels. I use these Envision straps for a lot of stuff in here, so you'll see this quite a bit. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I like their stuff, so I'll put a link to them below and you can check that out. But this is just on a magnetic mount here, so you can pull these off, and on this side there's magnets. I'm pretty sure this was just Harbor Freight, and it's been pretty great. I like it. And somehow with all the heavy off-roading, it doesn't come off. You know, it's really easy to get to. When I'm at camp, I usually just take this strap completely off. It's not necessary, and I'll just store it back here somewhere. Back here, this kind of setup, I'm gonna slide this a little bit out of the way just so we can kind of see down here. Now, unfortunately, this is Peak to Peak Off-Road, and they do not exist as a company anymore, but you could probably make something very similar. So you can see a slight gap here. This is where I keep my Ignic heated pad here. You know, it just fits perfectly right in there. On this side, I keep an umbrella, and it's just something a little bit warmer. This is just like a light jacket, but for the most part, this is to keep it from this rattling around. This is a snatch strap here from Fiery Red. I got this from Vic Off-Road, and I have that with the Envision strap again. You'll see that again a few times, but it fits perfectly in here, and that way I kind of knock out two birds with one stone. I have an extra jacket if I really need it, and also it keeps it from bonking around. All right, so moving on to the other side. This is a little bit more substantial on this side. You can see that my, this is the EcoFlow solar panel here. This fits perfectly in that little gap. You can see right there, it fits perfectly in that gap. So does my Oops one as well. Up here is my mood shade, and that fits right there. And then in here, this is my heated blanket. It fits perfectly in this little gap here. I mean, it's a little bit of a tight fit, but it fits perfect in there. I keep that extra blanket in here, and then down here I keep some gloves in this little space. And you know, as long as this is over, it doesn't really get in the way of my fridge. It fits perfectly back here, all that stuff. The next one I want to talk about is this fridge slide here. Now I want to move this a little over so you guys can see, but this is DFG. This is not cheap, but not crazy expensive. You could get a different one if you want. The old one I had was like $100, but it rattled like crazy, and I do not do rattling, so I went ahead and just spent the extra money for this. This is really cool because I can slide this out and more easily get to my fridge, and right now there's not much in there, but yeah, it's really great. You can slide it out. It just bolts in to the wood here, and basically it is you know, just a really nice way of storing it, because when this is closed, it's tough to get in there. I can, not that difficult, but it's just way easier to have it on a slide. This is the RV45D. This is set power. I have a discount code if you guys like this. I have videos on this, but I really like this a lot. Here I just keep my knife strapped on here. I don't know if this is the best place to put it, but it doesn't rattle, and it's right here when I'm cooking, so it maybe isn't the best place, but it doesn't rattle, it doesn't move too much. I had it here and it would hit this and it was annoying, so I moved it over there. All right, so let's get to the one I think everybody always asks me about, and that is this drawer system. So like I said before, these are peak to peak. They are no longer in business, but I think they make some of the best in the game, and it was really sad that they quit making stuff, but I think I just found that it wasn't necessarily that profitable. I always keep gloves here. These aren't super thick, they're wool, so they are warm, but even in fall, these are great. I keep these face wipes here, and this is just a great place to put them. I could put them back here, but I grab these pretty quickly, and I need them a lot, so I keep them here. Below that, I have some double zipper Ziploc bags and also aluminum foil here. I do a lot of cooking on the fire, so the aluminum foil is great. I have these lights. I have these kind of scattered everywhere, so you know, I can just get to them pretty quickly. I keep some cables back here, again, with the Envision straps. I have bear spray. Now, this used to be up here, but I found that it rattled too much, so I need a good place to put this, if anybody knows. For now, it's here and it doesn't really get in my way. I have a thermometer here, and it's just on a, whatever these are called, the Velcro. In here is some stuff I really don't get too much, which is funny that it's right here, but there's like a pour over in here. You have to have these. It's like a portable toilet, but if you're going to Moab, you have to have these. It's a huge fine, and they last a pretty decent amount of time. I never use them, so I just keep them in here in case I get, you know, a park ranger or something comes up to me while I'm in Moab. Then over here I have my stoves. These are little MSR pocket rockets. I'm kind of a lazy cook sometimes, so I'll cook with these, and I think they're fine. Vegetable oil, I don't really use this that much, but it's in there. Pliers are in here for some reason. Whenever I need to deal with hot pans and stuff, that's in there. And just cooking utensils, stuff like that. Here, toilet paper. You can start fires with this. You can, you know, just use this in a lot of different applications, so I like that there. And here is some extra beanies and some warm kind of gloves and stuff like that. Here I have actually more of these Envision straps, and just in case I need them. I find that I have a lot of stuff that I will need to strap together, so I just keep them in here. They're out of sight, they're in the back. And then, so in this container here, I have kind of some recovery gear. I have the deflators, which I don't really use anymore because I have the 4-tire inflation kit, but these aren't bad. I like them. They're good for emergencies. Paracord. This is a carbon monoxide detector, which sits here during most of the year, but in the winter, I will have it over here because I use it a lot more. And also my winch controller. So next to that, I have my Sea to Summit. This is a towel. It packs down real tight, and it's not like they have real small ones that actually, you know, are full size, but this is pretty close to like a towel you'd have at your house in thickness and stuff, so I really liked that. If you're tight on space, they have smaller ones. These are just some plates that I got for 88 cents at Walmart, and they sit on top and they don't really rattle around, but I can just take them out and use them. So speaking of Sea to Summit, I'll have to open this and kind of show you guys, but in here, this right here folds out into a full-on pot, and you can see kind of how it does that there. So inside of this is, I believe, 2 bowls, 2 cups, and I think a shot glass as well. But all of that fits in this little tiny package. You can also use this to strain. So sometimes I'll cook like spaghetti and stuff at camp, which is kind of funny. But I wouldn't put this on a fire because this material isn't supposed to get hot. Now when it's folded up like this, it's going to stick out on the sides, but when you unfold it, only the surface is shown. So I always keep these in here. I used to have all kinds of coffee stuff, but I've just phased that out. This is so much easier, and all you need is water. This is Wildland coffee. I have these little Rumple, these fold down real small, and they go on your cans, keep them cool, and keep your hands from freezing. Yeah, you get it. There's some, you know, utensils in here. I keep this little stack of hydration packets in here, but I think you get the point on that. This is just something from IKEA, and it's made for drawer inserts, but I might be adding more of that because these are really great and they don't rattle around. On this side, I've got heated gloves. These are from Dubu. This will be in the fall camping video, which should be up already. Work gloves. These are insulated work gloves. They fit in here nice. Ignik. These are rocks. Maybe I shouldn't keep these in here, but whatever. Yeah, gotta have this in here. My merch, man. Yeah, this stays in here all the time. Propane butane mix. This is for the little pocket rockets. There's another one in this, but this unfolds to be a pan, as well as this. On top here, this is my cutting board, which also folds out to a sink. But yeah, works fine. So here is a stack of pretty deep stack of, you know, MREs. I use these on occasion just if I'm lazy. This one you have to actually add boiling water. These ones you just add water to it and there's like a little heating element. But that's great if you get to camp late. I have my hammock here, another hammock, propane, which I don't necessarily need because I normally keep back here. This propane here, I normally keep that up there, but I like to have that for emergencies. And yeah, you get the point. Yeah, that's pretty much it in there. All right, so this is sort of, I don't know if this is like my invention or whatever, but I'd love to see how I can make it work for everybody. But I just add this to some straps. This used to be my old table, but the bottom part of the table was really crappy. And once I got another table, I figured out how to make this work for here. So this fits perfectly here. It even kind of has these on either side to make it so that it doesn't move. I'm thinking about adding more of these little things down here so that I can keep it kind of in place. But this is what I usually cook on top of. Now, before I had this, all my kitchen stuff is in here. So if I want to get to it, I have to roll this up. So I might move my kitchen stuff into this little one so that I can pull it out and cook on top of this. But yeah, I thought this was kind of cool. It's a little DIY. I'd love to figure out how to make these and make them fit on everybody's. It easily just folds up. And with the strap, I can, you know, I don't have to fold it up perfectly. I can just roll it however I want, and it always goes to roughly the same size. You're probably wondering, where do I keep my sleeping bag and my bedding and all that? I do have this giant one right here that's a -30 bag. It doesn't really fit anywhere, so it has to go there. But my other sleeping bag and my pillow and my other blanket and also my mattresses fit in here. I have an inflatable, deflatable mattress and an air mattress, I guess is the right word. And it all fits inside the iCamper. So I am very blessed to have this. So it fits in here. Almost forgot my trash caddy. This goes on my C4 ladder here. It's made to go on a tire, but it fits perfectly fine on there. And I can store trash in here. I could store other stuff on the side if I wanted to. And in the winter, I put my bundles of wood in here, and it's a great way to keep, you know, wood flaking from inside your car. Pretty much it. The entire storage from front to back. Okay, come on. Leave me alone.